Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about designing atmosphere in games, specifically video games. So yes, I'm an experimental game creator and artist based in Japan, and in my free time I love making kind of these experiential, surreal, art house style games. And I've been doing this since I was a child, but lately I've been making more atmospheric games. And a lot of people, they contact me and they say, oh, your games are so atmospheric, they evoke a lot of emotions. And it makes me think, what is atmosphere and how do you design atmosphere in games? Because it's something that I love to see in other games and I get inspired just by their atmosphere. So when you think about atmosphere, you can think of like a cozy cafe. What makes this a great atmosphere? It's maybe, the large windows where you can see the snow outside, the crackling fireplace, or maybe the shopkeeper that you have a nice conversation with after a tough day. So it's many, many aspects. And so you can think about, in terms of game design as well, atmosphere encompasses everything. It's a psychological, philosophical, physical sort of sensation and feeling that touches the code, the art, the music, everything. So this is, I kind of want to distill it down to like 6 core components that I think about a lot. And I'll talk about these briefly in each of the next slides. So 2 of my favorite games are Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. This is designed by Fumito Ueda. He's a Japanese game designer. And he has a philosophy of the design by subtraction. So finding the core experience of the game and finding that kind of like, that experience that feels really human by eliminating everything else that distracts from that. So for example, the sound design, the games are very quiet, they have very minimal music, they let you kind of like sit in the soundscape in an environment, and that creates a really atmospheric, immersive experience. So when it comes to things like environmental design, just having props and objects and interesting places can really spark curiosity and also kind of evoke feelings of exploration and storytelling. So environmental storytelling, I think, is a great way to reward exploration. And when it comes to player human embodiment, this is kind of a thing where you're not just a floating camera, you feel like you have a presence in the world, and this is done through things like subtle animations. Like this is a game called Mirror's Edge. It's a parkour game, and you could feel the wind on your body. You could feel the environment when you touch it and fall from high heights. You really get a strong sense that you exist in this world. This is an example for Metroid Prime, and they have this kind of surreal feeling of embodied presence, where when you shoot the wall, your visor will light up, showing your reflection. So it's a very, very kind of evocative feeling that really grounds you in the world. And when it comes to game state, these are kind of transition states between gameplay. These can be very jarring because it's a very kind of explicit reminder that you're playing a game and transitioning to a new state. So instead of being very explicit about this, I think you could just have a loading state that just exists in the game world. So this is a game called No Man's Sky, and the loading screens are like warpholes. So the game is loading, but there's these like really surreal visuals that happen in the background while the game is loading. So you still feel like you're in the game. And this is from Shadow of the Colossus. So this uses diegetic UI. So the UI exists within the game world. So instead of having a cluttered UI, if you want to find your next objective, you have to lift your sword and there's a beam of light that tells you your next direction. So again, the UI is part of the game world. And the game has a very minimal UI. There's almost nothing on the screen at all times. So you really, really are immersed deeply in the experience. Compared to something like this is like most modern games. It's very cluttered UI, a lot of reminders, it's in your face. It's like you're browsing your phone while you're playing the game. It's very distracting and it really takes away from the atmosphere. So I try to design games like that. And I get inspiration by just going on walks. I like to walk across Tokyo all the time. I walk from Hachioji to Chiba, and I like to just sense the world. So yeah, I love feeling the world, I love listening, I love watching the world, I love just engaging all my senses. This is where I get all my inspiration. So what I want to say is basically, if you want to get inspired, if you want to make atmospheric experiences, just go outside, live life, go in the world, be in nature, attune yourself to the world, because you could find inspiration everywhere you go. So that's everything. You could send me an email if you want to talk more. I have a Blue Sky, and you can find my games on itch.io. Thank you.
Thank you very much.